Hello everyone, welcome to the September vlog of 2024, and you join me just kind of prepping a coffee. That looks funky on the camera, doesn't it? After taking Aria back to school, well, nursery. She doesn't actually go to school, but she goes to like a nursery daycare kind of thing. And it's a particularly slow morning, although we have a lot of Munkcast to get done. So that is on my schedule for today. I believe that stands for... I believe that stands... I will get it right eventually. I believe that stands for but I forgot.
BTOH?
I believe that stands for... Wrong, Simon. I believe that stands for Miraculous Ladybug. It's kinda obvious.
I believe that stands for Miraculous Ladybug. It's kinda obvious. MLB, ETO. I believe that stands for Miraculous Ladybug. It's kinda obvious.
So I often like to purchase things and try things from the US. So I thought I'd try and get my hands on a moon pie, which I have. This is the double-decker one, I believe. I think it is anyway. So I don't think it is. It's just a chocolate moon pie anyway. Wait, yes it is. It's a double decker. I know I saw that somewhere. I have, I had a lemon one, but it expired. But this one has been imported from the US, and I'm going to try. Well, I'm going to try it now, really. Chocolate moon pie. But of course, just the premise: we don't have these in the UK. Sorry, we have something similar called a wagon wheel, but it's a lot thinner. Well, this is a double decker, but you know. We sort of have them, but we don't at all. Okay, so this is absolutely nothing like a wagon wheel. It's similar, although wagon wheels are, well, they have a biscuit in them, so they're a bit harder. This is as soft as a cloud to bite into. It's unlike anything I've had, really, in treat-wise. It's very, very strong in flavour and smell. So chocolatey. But also the biscuit thing, or whatever it is in the middle, the cookie thing, is also very strong in flavour as well. And I love the marshmallow that's in the middle there. But overall, I actually quite like it. It's really nice. So I've just heard of the passing of James Earl Jones, the voice of Darth Vader. Of course, the physical portrayal of Darth Vader was David Prowse, who has already passed away quite a while ago. But it's very, very shocking. It's come as quite a bit of a shock, and he will absolutely be missed because his voice was just so powerful and gritty and absolutely fantastic. So he'll definitely be missed, and massive respect to him on this channel and in this video. As you guys will definitely know, I collect the Miraculous dolls. They're on display. All have, doll stands. There's more in my window, but the curtains are shut at the moment. But today I had a quick look in my local store that sells them. I won't name it. And did manage to pick up a new one. And it's one I've been wanting for quite some time to put on display. And it is Shadybug. There is a Claw Noir coming as well. But for now, of course, we have Shadybug right there in the wonderful outfit. The mask doesn't quite go down all over her face like it's supposed to.
But still, that's fine. It's just a small detail. And I kind of wish she was frowning. But other than that, really like this. And it's going to look really nice on display. Because I do happen to have one free doll stand left. Because, yeah, got quite a few of them. Nope, didn't have any new stock at all at the other store. Didn't even have that one. But I did find these Marmite flavoured tortillas.
So, yesterday was Naomi's birthday. She didn't want me to film any of it because, you know, she isn't particularly a fan of the vlogs. Well, I mean, sometimes she is. She doesn't mind it. But we went to see the film Beetlejuice. Which is the sequel to Beetlejuice, obviously. Goes without saying, doesn't it? And I actually really enjoyed it. It had the feel of the original, and it was kind of faithful.
So one thing that sits in the background of some of my vlogs, well, recently, is this. People will recognise this as the mask from the film The Mask. This is the actual, you know, prop used in the film. Well, it's not the prop used in the film, but I had this made by the very same moulds they used to make the prop in the movie. So it's more than a replica. It's essentially an unused prop. And it was actually made by the same prop master. And I had it delivered to me, and it was one of the best things I ever owned. It's one of my prized possessions, because The Mask is actually my favourite movie of all time, and always will be. So having this prop is just a magnificent thing. But as you can see, it's a little bit worse for wear. Because it's been in storage, some of the paint, unfortunately, is chipping away. Well, on the outside anyway, and there right in the centre. So what I'm going to do is I've actually purchased some acrylic paint. I assume this is painted with acrylic paint. And I'm going to try and patch it up. So we will see how that goes. Okay, so here I am. I've mixed quite a few colours to make this particular green, which seems to be blending. It's a bit shiny right now in the light. Of course, you can see some of the areas are shining more than the dry paint because it's, you know, wet. But as it's drying, some parts of it around here have actually dried, and you can see it blends in pretty well. So I've got a kind of browny colour, a browny, blacky green colour for parts of the mask which are brown, and the majority colour, which is the green, which is for, you know, the green areas. Some are lighter than others, which is going to might be a problem. But so far, it seems to be blending. So we'll see what it's like when I've gone over it a few times. And I'm using this to smudge it out sometimes, and using another brush to blend. So we'll see. Okay, so approximately maybe like 2 hours later, here we are, and a lot of colour matching and a lot of paint everywhere. We have a semblance of what it actually used to look like. It doesn't look very bright in this light, but with a proper light shined on it, the colour is completely accurate. I don't want to touch it because it is still, of course, slightly wet. Because I've been painting it for so long, it's actually drying as I'm painting it. So I've added brown sections to some of the mask where it's supposed to be brown and things. And of course, the centre iron piece has been completely reconstructed, which is good. Although there is parts of the underside of the mask that need touching up as well. But obviously, with parts of this still being wet, it's probably best to do that when this is dry. But yeah, I'm very, very happy with it. I did have a reference image with me to colour match, so that's how I know it's pretty much screen accurate to where I've painted it and to what colour. So there we go, looking good. It's nice to finally have this back, because this is my strange palette of different shades of green, and there's the silver for the centerpiece, and the brown is actually this little tiny piece here I was using, and I'm constantly touching it up. So yeah, I'm very, very happy with it so far.
Okay, so it is the next day, and I have finished the first sort of go around with the mask, and here it is. As you can see, it's a little darker than it was before, but the colours are mostly accurate. So what I'm going to be doing next, the back's not done yet either, is I'm going to go out to the shop where I bought the paints from, and I'm going to see if I can get this lighter shade of green you see here and just kind of touch it up in the places where it maybe is a little bit darker than it should be, and sort of highlight it essentially. But yeah, this is a pretty good project so far, but it's still looking pretty good. I have picked up more paint right here for the mask, paints that actually are the correct colour, and now we have a very pleasing finished product, which is actually quite a testament to a new skill that I've acquired. This was a lot of trial and error, and this is as close to screen accurate as I can possibly get it. Every bit of tone that I've done, every single bit of green is in the correct place. Even the nose bridge there is the correct colour. It is missing its L. You can kind of see it faintly in there, but that's how you know this is cast from the screen used molds and not a cast of a replica or a screen used mask. So if it's cast from a screen used mask, that means that a new mold was made from a prop. This was cast using the mold from the movie. So it's like the brother to the actual prop, essentially. And you can see like the like tones of brown and things, and the dark colours in between all of the crevices there, all hand painted by myself to give it that screen accurate look. I know in some scenes it looks brown, that's because they had different painted props, but this is actually based on the scene where he takes it out of the water and he shouts up to the guy, I'm just looking for my mask. I got it. It's based on that one. So it's the the most prevalent, one of the prevalent scenes with the mask in it. So also I have fixed up the little black splodge that was in the middle. That is now fixed as well, and it's all touched up. Although I keep putting it down when the paint is wet, so it's rubbing it off a little bit. So I'm gonna have to touch it up a little bit more. But yeah, it's ready for display as one of my prized possessions, because of course the mask is my favourite movie of all time, as I've mentioned, so it's really nice to have a screen accurate prop, essentially. I don't want to say replica, because a replica, it assumes that it's made based on an appearance. This is actually made from the mould of the prop. So yeah, very, very happy to own this, and very, very proud of myself for the work I've done on it. A few days since I painted the mask, and it has now dried. It is all ready to go. It is looking good. And this is just a basis of comparison. So in this shot, this metal piece here looks a little bit different in colour, because I think it's refracting some kind of light from this onto here. As you can see, it's sort of doing it all around the edges of the mask. So we won't worry about the accuracy of the colour of this, because it is supposed to be silver, so bear that in mind. This is how the mask looks in the movie, in this shot. Although during this scene it does look a bit greener than it actually is at the rest of the movie, but they use different paint jobs throughout the film. It's a little bit inconsistent, but that's what it looks like in the movie. I'll get to the point. And this is what it looks like on my actual prop. So as you can see, it is, if I have to bring the camera closer because the flash is on, and it actually lights it up to similar conditions that this is in. Because if we move back, the conditions in here are making it look a little darker than it is. Like that. So that's a similar sort of angle that it's at. It's raised slightly, and it's at this angle. So you can see, it looks pretty much the same, because it's cast from the same mould. You may have noticed a steady stream of old videos making their way back onto the channel. Well, this is a staple that's going to happen for quite some time. We're going to be uploading random older videos, maybe some
old Munkcast episodes, such as this one, but not an entire series because they're on our other channel. We don't want to keep on reiterating the same series over and over again. But you will get random Munkcast episodes, random old, you know, Simon's rants and that kind of thing, all just kind of being uploaded to the channel. So, should be good. So, at the start of my vlogs on this channel, you'll notice that this is the room that I was in before we moved into that other house, and then we moved into the new house we're in now. But this is what's become of it. This is the very same room. There's the very same wardrobe that I used to have, which was actually over there. It's a bit dark in here, but as you can see, it's my brother's room now, because he still lives with my parents. And this is what has become of it, really. Some interesting wallpaper on there. You can see this is where I used to have my computer, in this corner. And of course I had a shelf here, which I'm planning on putting up in our bedroom at home. And I used to have plushies in this corner here. And so this is kind of what's become of it right now. So there's loads of stuff there. Excuse the mess. But as you can see, that's what's become of it. So it's still in use, still active, I guess. You know, we have a room exactly like this one now, a bedroom, but it's a bedroom, not much of an office anymore. But, you know, at least this is what become of the original. It's just nostalgic and fascinating. But anyway, moving on to the last part of the vlog. Well, the Munkcast is coming along pretty well. We should have it released relatively soon, and an announcement will be made eventually. It's not going to be fully animated like it was before. It's going to be mostly podcast for this season, but we are going to make up for it with an animated version next time, basically. So, but for this time around, it's just going to be fully sort of, or mostly audio anyway. But that's okay because, you know, your fan mail is all answered and things. And there's still some story elements to it in there. But it's just, you know, a podcast, which is essentially what it was initially. Because if we animate it, it's going to take a lot longer to make, and you guys will be waiting a lot longer. So we can work on both, you know, the animated series, which is next, and the current series, which is going to be animated, like I said. But what I mean is that when the Munkcast was first created years and years and years ago, it was supposed to be a podcast. So that's not what Munkcast means, though. It's a play on broadcast, but it kind of works as podcast Munkcast as well. But anyway, it is the end of the month, which means the vlog has to come to an end. So until next time, guys, I'll see you soon. I don't say keep on monking. Oh, and vlog over.